Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to YCB sessions. As you all know, we were going through last 2 to 3 weeks. We were discussing about Hatha Yoga and different practices which are present in Hatha Yoga. With respect to 3 textbooks, that was Hatha Yoga Pratipika, Hatha Yoga Ratnavali, and Dharendra Samhita. We discussed different kinds of asanas, mudras, pranayamas, etc. And Shat Karmas also, Shat Kriyas, Nadhanusandhana, and then different types of samadhi, etc. that we have dealt with. And today we will be dealing, this is also present in Unit 2. Actually, you have to learn about the first 12 sutras present in Pathanjali Yoga Sutras, which is present in your syllabus. So we will just try to go over those first 12 sutras, which is respective to your syllabus. And everyone who are attempting level 1 and level 2, whichever level it is, they need to by heart this prayer. I hope you might have heard this and you might have already reciting this in your everyday practice. So this is the image of Pathanjali Maharshi. And you need to remember that Pathanjali Maharshi is an Adisesha Avatara, that is a Avatara of serpent. And the prayer goes like this: Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sarirasya Cha Vaidikena Yopakarotam Pravaram Munam Patanjalim Pranjalim Nirana Tosmi Avahu Purushakaram Sanka Chakrasidharinam Sahasra Sirasam Svetam Pranamami Patanjalim Hari Om. So this entire sloka, if you see, or this prayer, if you see that Yogena Chittasya. So with the help of yoga, chitta is nothing but the mind gets purifies. And Padena Vacham, with the help of words, our walk in the sense, Vacham means speech. Our speech is going to be purified with the help of our words, that is our whatever we are talking, simple syllabus, the words and the sounds which we are making with the help of our lips. And Malam Sarirasya. So our entire body will get purified with the help of the excretion which we are doing. And Cha Vaidyakena. So the entire thing, all, and with the help of the Vaidyakena in the sense with the help of a doctor. So our body will get purified with the help of these things. Yopakarotam Pravaram Munam. So with all these things have been specified by our Muni, who is nothing but Pathanjali. So we are bowing our head, Anjali in the sense we are bowing our head, both the hands together and taking the blessings of this Pathanjali Maharshi. And it is also said that Abahu Purushakaram. Abahu means he has wide shoulders. That is the akara of that particular Purusha, that is the Muni. Sanka Chakrasi Dharinam. So he is having this Sanka. You see here, he is having this Sanka Chakra. Sanka is in one hand, Chakra is in one hand. So he has two things in both of his hands. Sahasra Sirasham Svetam. A white serpent's Sahasra. Sahasra means 1,000 heads. Sirasa. That means 1,000 heads serpent is on the above the head of this Patanjali Muni. So we are moving our head. In general, when you appear for YCB level 1 or level 2, they will ask you to start with prayer. So if you are chanting this prayer, you will be getting for 10 marks, 9 marks definitely they give you. And they might ask you 1 or 2 questions out of this shloka. Only, not everyone. For 1 or 2 people, they might ask you the meaning of this shloka and just explain these things. Chittasya is purified by yoga. Speech is purified by words, etc. Now let us go. Right. Actually, I was thinking if people were seeing this particular screen. So this is the prayer. If you want, you can take a picture of this one. Otherwise, I will send to you, sir. So this is Pathanjali Maharshi. This is the entire prayer, and these are the symbols, etc. Now, right, this is the syllabus for your level 1. Level 1 syllabus.
వీళ్ళంతా లెవెల్ 2 మేడం.
లెవెల్ 2 వీళ్ళు
అంతా లెవెల్.
ఓకే ఓకేలేండి. ఈ చాప్టర్ అయితే వాళ్ళకి కూడా ఉంటుంది. సో ఇన్ దిస్ వన్, so if you see, we need to study about the Pathanjali Yoga Sutras, and they have said that the memorization of selected sutras, that is chapter 1, that is first chapter Samadhi Pada, you have to memorize the shlokas from 1 to 12. And from Bhagavad Gita, you have to memorize around 5 shlokas, that is from chapter 2, 47, 48, 49, 50 and 70. So these 2 things, shlokas you need to remember. చదువుకొని పెట్టుకుంటే మంచిది. యూజువల్లీ మైండ్ లో ఎప్పుడు ఉండాలి ఈ శ్లోకాస్. జస్ట్ అది చూపించడానికి సిలబస్ ఓపెన్ చేశాను. సో వీ హ్యావ్ గాన్ త్రూ స్టడీ ఆఫ్ హత ప్రదీపిక, ప్రస్థానత్రయి, ఆహార హతయోగ ప్రదీపిక అండ్ మితాహార, యుక్తాహార, హతయోగ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ ఇన్ హెల్త్ అండ్ వెల్ బీయింగ్. సో కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ మెంటల్ వెల్ బీయింగ్, Bahiranga Yoga and Antaranga Yoga, etc. Now we will go to the topic once again. In the starting itself, we have discussed, I think we have spent half of the, in one class, around 30 minutes, we spent an overview of Pathanjali Yoga Sutras. So this Pathanjali Yoga Sutras, that is the main textbook or classical textbook, or the first textbook where all the principles related to yoga was collected together and a book was written. Until then, there were many textbooks. That means yoga was not in, there was not even one textbook where we can find all the concepts of yoga. But this is the first one, first textbook or grantha or sutra, whatever you say, which was written by Maharishi Pathanjali, where we can find each and everything related to yoga. So this is the first classical grantha or classical yoga textbook, which each yogic practitioner, yoga practitioner, whoever it is, whether there is an instructor, teacher, evaluator, they should go through this Pathanjali Yoga Sutras textbook. And there are many commentaries on Pathanjali Yoga Sutras, and many people go through different kinds of versions of Pathanjali Yoga Sutras, but whichever version or whichever commentary they are going through, irrespective of that one, this textbook consists of 195 or 196 sutras. So there is a small discrepancy. That means some people say they are 195 and some people they say as 196 sutras. And this book has been divided into 4 parts or 4 padas. First pada is the Samadhi Pada, 51 sutras. Second one, Sadhana Pada, 55. Third one, Vibhuti Pada, 55 or 56 we say. Kaivalya Pada is the 4th Pada, 33 or 34. And this Samadhi Pada explains what is the need of practicing yoga, why we should practice yoga, what is meant by mind, what are the problems of mind, how to find out the problems which we are facing. Mind might be going through different kinds of issues. So all those things are explained in the Samadhi Pada. In Sadhana Pada, they say that this Ashtanga Yoga, the 8 steps which are present, these 8 steps will help you to reach, to practice that particular principle, that is yoga. Second Pada explains what we need to do to remove the obstacles of the mind, to remove the problems of the mind which we are facing. That is the Sadhana Pada. And Vibhuti Pada, they explain about Kriya Yoga, and then they explain different kinds of Samadhi. This all deals with the last Antaranga Yoga, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. And the last one, Kaivalya Pada, it explains different kinds of psychic powers, that is Ashtasiddhas, Ashtasiddhulu, and other things which are related to the Samadhi. So these are the 4 padas and number of sutras present in this. I am going in very high level. This is not, since we have very less amount of time, I will be just going through high level definitions or high level notes on this Pathanjali Yoga Sutras. So don't take this as the final one, or don't take that whatever I am saying will be enough. For your exam, it will be enough. But for your understanding, you might want to go through each and every sutra once again. Sometimes to understand one sutra also, you may take 1 hour also. For one sutra, 1 hour might not also be sufficient. So in general, we are going through. So there are many commentaries, as I said. Vyasa Maharshi also written a commentary. Then Vachaspati Mishra has written a commentary in Tattva Vaisharati. Bhoja Raja has written in Raja Martanda. Vijnana Bhikshu by Yoga Bhashya Vartika. Swami Vivekananda in his Raja Yoga. So these are some of the commentaries which were written for Pathanjali Yoga Sutras. So we'll go through the first pada, that is the Samadhi pada. So in Samadhi pada, the first shloka is Adaha Yoga Anushashanam. Adaha Yoga Anushashanam. Adaha means now. Yoga Anushashanam. I am going to tell you what is meant by yoga. So today, just now, Adaha now, I am going to start the comments. Adaha means Adi. Adi means first one. Commencing what is meant by Anusashanam. Things, what is meant by yoga, which you need to follow. Adaha Yoga Anushashanam. That is the first shloka which is present in Pathanjali Yoga Sutras in Samadhi Pada. So, this Adaha Yoga Anushashanam, it seems only 3 words, right? This shloka is very, very short shloka, 3 words. Instead of saying shloka, why we are saying Pathanjali Yoga Sutras? Yenduku shloka anakunda sutra ani antunam. Why we are saying sutra is sutramu. Sutramu is nothing but a thread. A thread. A thread which holds few pearls together or few beads together. అంటే చిన్న చిన్న ముత్యాలు కానీ లేకపోతే రవ్వలు కానీ ఇలాంటివి small beads. If you take a thread and then if you want to keep all those things together, you will insert that beads into a small thread and you will tie a knot so that you can keep those valuable things together. Simple one pearl you can't wear on your head, or you can't wear on your earring, or you can't wear on your finger ring. You have to use some other thing to keep those things together. In the same way, this yoga knowledge is scattered. So much knowledge is there, and Patanjali Maharshi had made sure that each and every word in this sutra, very simple. Sutra is nothing but a very simple sentence. One simple sentence with few words, with very few words, it gives lot of meaning. So that's why they said it as a sutra. Sutra is nothing but a small sentence, very short sentence, which consists of very few words, where combination of these 3 words, when connected together, it will explain a concept. That's why they said it as sutra instead of slokas. So you go through each and every sutra. There are around 196, right? So each and every sutra you go through, the sutras will be very short, but you can memorize that sutra in such a easy way that you can say what that sutra is explaining, what it is exactly want to tell us. So the first one, as we said, Adaha Yoga Anushashanam. The second sutra comes as Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. Second sutra is Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. So what is meant by yoga? Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. Yoga is defined as Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. What is meant by Chitta? Chitta is nothing but mind. In general, we say Chitta is nothing but mind. Vritti, what is meant by Vritti? Vritti is nothing but different things a mind can do, different faculties of the mind. To say very easily, the work done by mind. What does a mind does? What usually a mind do? A mind will, usual process everyone says, mind will start thinking, thought process will be there. Mind has so many thoughts. Mind will give instruction to eat some food. Mind will give instruction not to eat food. Mind will say start writing. Mind will say stop talking. Mind will say start and watch a movie. So whatever we are doing, each and every instruction is associated with mind. So that's why we say faculties of the mind. Vritti. Vritti is nothing but different things which a mind can do. Vritti. In general, what we say, what is your profession? Me vritti enti, what is your profession? I am a teacher. Otherwise, They say, I am a doctor, I am an engineer. So the vritti will say the nature of the work you usually involve. So our mind will also have some nature. That nature is nothing but not one. It spread so many activities our mind can do. If all those activities, chitta yogaha, chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta is nothing but the mind.
మేడం సెకండ్ సూత్ర లేదు కదా ఇక్కడ మనకు భూమి
ఇక్కడ లేదు సార్, అది మళ్ళీ స్కాటర్ అయిపోయింది, ఇంకో పేజ్ లో ఉంది, వెళ్తాను దానికి. చిత్త వృత్తి నిరోధ. వృత్తి is nothing but different things. నిరోధః stop, నిరోధించుట stopping or cessation of the mind. So yoga is defined as an activity where all the activities of the mind are stopped. If you are able to stop all the things which the mind is able to do, then we will say that you have reached the final state of yoga. That means mind should stay calm. There should not be any disturbances in your mind. Then that is defined as yoga. That is the second sutra given by the Pathanjali Yoga Maharshi. Now, in the second sutra, understand what is meant by chitta. So chitta, if you can rewind Sankhya Yoga, so while explaining Yoga Darshanas, one day we have spent on Sankhya Yoga. If you remember the diagram, there will be 25 states or 25 elements in Sankhya Yoga: Prakriti, Purusha, Chitta, Mahat, Ahankara, Buddhi, etc. So in Sankhya Yoga, they say that combination of Buddhi, Ahankara and Manas. Chitta, what is mean by chitta? Indak nunchi chitta antunnaru. Chitta ante enti? What is mean by chitta? Chitta, I am saying that it is mind. So in general, chitta means combination, or it is the collection of Buddhi, Ahankara and Manas. BAM, Buddhi, Ahankara and Manas. Some people, some sages also say this as Antahkarana. What is mean by chitta? Chitta could be also Antahkarana, which we can't see. All these things, Buddhi we can't see with our naked eye. Ahankara we can't see. And Manas also we can't see. So this chitta is a very complicated thing. I am simply saying it is mind. Can we see our mind? No. We can see our heart, but we can't see our mind. It is there. Can you prove that there is no mind for a person? No. Heart will be there, and I am saying I am having mind, and you will come and ask me, show me your mind. I can't show it. That doesn't say that doesn't mean that I am not having mind. There is some faculty, there is something, some bhava is there. Something is running inside my body which I can't show. In the same way, so this chitta is combination of these three things, that is also known as Antahkarana, which is defined in Sankhya Yoga. So you need to remember the point that what is meant by chitta, Buddhi, Ahankara and Manas, also known as Antahkarana. This is one bit which you might get in your multiple choice. Now, ma'am, now you said Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. So you have to stop the activities done by the chitta, then only yoga is possible. Now, what are the activities of the mind? What are the activities of chitta? So I am saying that whatever you want to do, everything is directed by the mind or chitta. So this chitta goes through different stages, and these stages, or the chitta would be present in different levels or in different places or in different stages, which is known as chitta bhumi. So why I explained this second one was to explain about chitta bhumis. What are the stages of chitta? 5 stages. Shipta, you can see the names here: Shipta, Mura, Vikshipta, Ekagra and Niruddha. కొద్దిగా డ్రై కాన్సెప్ట్ అండి, నెమ్మదిగా వినండి, అర్థం చేసుకోండి. లాస్ట్ టైం నా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే మళ్ళీ మనము డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము. సో చిత్త భూమి మీన్స్ వాట్? ఏ ప్లేస్. సో ద చిత్త వేర్ ఇట్ స్టేస్, ద చిత్త క్యాన్ స్టే ఇన్ 5 different places, ఆర్ యూ క్యాన్ సే దట్ చిత్త కుడ్ బి ఇన్ 5 different స్టేజెస్. ఒక్కొక్క స్టేజ్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు, ఒక్కొక్క లెవెల్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు. సో 5 stages are there. So these 5 stages are known as Chitta Bhumis. And the concept of this Chitta Bhumi was taken from Vyasa Bhasha. You don't worry about the name Vyasa Bhasha, but you remember there are 5 Chitta Bhumis. The first one is Shipta. Shipta in the sense scattered, wandering. That means our mind, you just imagine a river is there, a lake or river is there, full of water is there, and at the end of the lake, that is the ground of the lake, it is very clear actually. Clear in the sense it is very clean. And suddenly a cow, it comes and crosses that river. That cow was fully covered with so much of dirt. So what happens until that time, before the cow came, that lake was very calm, and with our naked eye, I was able to see what is flowing inside the water, and I was able to see the clean water as well as the clean ground. When the cow is crossing, after the cow crosses that river, I see that the entire water is polluted. So much dust is there, so much dirt is there. I am not able to see what is present in the water. It has become so much muddy. All our dirt is there. And I am unable to see what is present inside that pool or inside that lake. Now imagine your mind is that lake. Your mind is that lake. Your chitta is nothing but, we are saying chitta is the mind. Your mind is like that lake. When your mind is having so many thoughts, scattered thoughts, you don't know what your mind needs. You are not able to find out what your mind wants. But if those thoughts if those things are very silent, then only you can find out what is present in the water. So Shipta is a state where all the water is disturbed, scattered. You don't know where the water is flowing. Sometimes it will be flowing in front, sometimes it will be going in this side. So Shipta state is the first stage where it will be crisscross. There is no stability, is there, scattered, wandering. And in general, this state, tamas and rajas. So we have discussed 3 gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. So this Shipta state is caused by too much of tamas and rajas. Remember this point. The second one, Mudha. Mudha in the sense very dull. So in this, usually in our class, when we have students, we see that when a teacher is taking a class, one student, to test whether the student is active or not, the teacher might ask a question related to the subject. For example, now I am taking the class, suddenly Srinivas sir will ask, Ma Vijaya, what is the class about? Explain about Chitta Bhumis. If that student is alert, he will tell, sir, ma'am is explaining about Chitta Bhumis, there are 5 states. If the student is dull in the sense, he is present in the class, but his mind is dull. Dull in the sense, his mind is absent. He is thinking somewhere. Mind is going around outside the class, not inside the class. So he is dull in the sense, he is not active. He is either lazy, he wants to sleep, or some other thing is happening in his mind. He is not active. So Mudha is a state where too much tamas is there. Too much tamas. Sattva and rajas are very less. Too much tamas quantity is very more. Mudha always like wants to sleep. Always want to go on, always want to be absent from the work, don't want to do any kind of activity. Vikshipta, in this state, the mind will be like oscillating in the sense, it will be steady for 2 to 3 seconds. Again, it will like, shall I take this? Shall I? That means oscillating. You oscillating means you have to remember, visualize the pendulum. Pendulum in the clock, it will be oscillating like this. It will stable only when it clicks 12. It will click 1 or 2. Otherwise, it will keep on oscillating. So here, rajas and sattva will be more. In this state, rajas and sattva will be more. Ekagra means one-pointedness. Ekagrata, ekamu means one-pointedness. Agra means paina. So, in this state, ekagra in this state, where our mind will have one-pointedness. One-pointedness means it will be always alert. It will be always thinking of only one thing. Whatever is the target, whatever you want to do, the entire mind is focused on only one thing. 100% of your mind is concentrated only on that thing. That is the ekagra state. Here, the sattva will be predominant. That means sattva is more, around 80 to 70% is sattva. The other two things will be very less. So usually we say that not relevant to you, Sampragnata Sambhadi. It comes again in the other chapter. But in ekagra state, we say that if a person is having his chitta in ekagra always, if his chitta is always in ekagrata state, then we say that that person has reached to a samadhi known as Sampragnata Samadhi. Next, Niruddha or Gunatita. Niruddha ante, here it is ekagra. Here there is no state at all. That means even that one-pointedness is not there. Mind is completely absorbed with Paramatma. Mind is completely absorbed. That subject and object are completely merged. No thoughts at all. At least here one thought is there. Your thought is to target on only one thing. Here Niruddha, no thought, nothing, no mind is there, no guna is there. Gunatita, no gunas. No sattva, no rajas, no tamas. That is the last state, Niruddha. And this is achieved only in the Asampragnata Samadhi. As of now, for the exam concept, understand that chitta, there are 5 states of chittas. These states are known as chitta bhumis. 5 states are chitta, mudha, vikshipta, ekagra, and niruddha. Right, we will go to the next one. And out of these 5, first 3 are usually, these first 3 states you can see in all non-yogic practitioners. Last 2 states, that is ekagra and niruddha, you can find in yogic practitioners who keep on practicing meditation, etc. You can find the last 2 in yogic practitioners. So this is the yoga chitta vritti nirodha, which I just explained. So now, second point, we explained that yoga chitta vritti nirodha and what are the stages of chitta. Now, in this context, the 3rd and 4th shloka, what they are saying is, when chitta is restrained, that means when chitta has conquered all the fluctuations of the mind, that means when there are no thoughts, conquered in the sense are restrained, stopped all the thoughts, stopped all the activities of the mind, the seer in the sense the atma, seer who is seeing, ante manlo undedi atma. So the soul or the seer, when our mind is completely silenced, our atma will go and reside in our mind, chitta, and it will be radiated with his own light. That means the soul has its own light. This light will be seen when the chitta is stopped, when all the fluctuations of the mind is stopped, when there is gunatita state. So that's why 3rd and 4th shloka, they say that when chitta is restrained, when all the faculties of the mind are stopped, our atma will be shining with light. In other times, it will be identified with the vrittis. Okay, ఇది రీచ్ అవ్వడానికి చాలా టైం పడుతుంది. ఏంది మైండ్ యొక్క అన్ని యాక్టివిటీస్ స్టాప్ చేయడానికి చాలా టైం పడుతుంది. మరి అలా స్టాప్ అయ్యేదాకా ఏం జరగబోతుంది లేదా ఏం జరుగుతుంది? We will be identified with the state of our chitta. I mean, every person will be identified according to his thoughts. So if one person is very dull, if he is not involved in anything, we will say that this person is a very mudha person. If one person is very good, he is able to do his all the things, we will say this person is an ekagrata person. So we identify the personality of that person with the stages of the vrittis which we just described. Next one, all these vrittis, vritti ante emanam, don't get confused. Chitta is nothing but mind. Vritti is nothing but the activities of this mind. The activities of this mind could be 2 types: painful, non-painful, klishta, aklishta. So remember, vritti is nothing but an activity of this mind. These activities could be 2 types: klishta, aklishta. Klishta in the sense painful, aklishta in the sense non-painful. So some activities of the mind will be very painful. In the sense, if something is not achieved by us, we start crying, we start feeling bad. If we lost somebody in our home, we feel very sad. Automatically, our mind will be absorbed in the sorrow. Sometimes, if we achieve something, we will be elated. At that time, our mind will be very happy. So, this is related to emotions, I said. There might be many actions which will be happening in your mind. So, some will be very painful, some will be not painful. So, how to find out which is painful, which is not painful? Klishta, Klishta. So just remember, klishta means painful, aklishta means non-painful. How to find out these vrittis, whether they are painful or non-painful? So you should be able to find out with the help of some measurements or some standard things. So those standard things, and ఎలా తెలుసుకుంటాము ఇది painful or non-painful? You have some standard. For example, when you go to a grocery shop, if you want 1 kg of the sugar, you will go there and weigh, right? You will ask that particular shopkeeper, I want 1 kg of the sugar. If he weighs that balance with this mobile and says this is 1 kg, would you take? No. You will ask, come on, show me that 1 kg bar, 1 kg weight bar, and then keep sugar in the other balance and then weigh it, right? You can't simply say, if I give 1 mouse, I will show this is 1 kg. Would you agree? No. So there is some standard. So those standards are known as pramana. That is right thing. So already in our philosophy, there is pramana for each and everything. That is for right knowledge, to find out which is right, which is wrong, which is correct, which needs to be followed, which need not to be followed. So pramana is nothing but right knowledge. How we can know right knowledge? How do we find out whether this 1 kg rod is really 1 kg or not? This could be known with the help of 3 things. Pratyaksha, by seeing with our own eyes. Anumana in the sense inference. Inference means already we have in the grocery shop, you might have gone some 10 to 15 times with your parents and you have found that always we are weighing with a 1 kg. But you have seen, Pratyaksha is seeing. Second thing is by experience. Third thing is by inference. You can estimate that, okay, 1 kg packet will be there. 1 kg packet, if you are sure that it is 1 kg, then you will try to keep that 1 kg packet in one of the balance, and you, whatever you want sugar, you will keep, so that both will be 1 kg. So pramana, the right knowledge, could be understood by 3 things: pratyaksha, anumana, and agama. Second one, this vrittis, we are explaining about vrittis. What are the different types of vritti? First one, pramana. It could be pratyaksha, anumana, agama. Second one, viparyaya. Viparyaya means sometimes our mind will go through and mind will accept some things with erroneous knowledge, that is incorrect knowledge. Incorrect knowledge in the sense, so suppose you are walking on the road, it was night around 10-11:30, there was very dim light, there was no street lights on that particular road. While you are walking, you are already in some state of fear, because it is getting late and you know that there won't be street lights. You need to reach to the corner of that road. Already some dogs barking, you are able to hear some dog is barking. So while you are going, you suddenly saw a rope, but because you were in the state of fear, you thought that rope, it was not at all moving. A rope was laying on the road. You thought it was a snake. You were fear of some other thing, and with that fear, with that dim light, you saw only a rope on the road, and in 1 second you found out that, you just imagine that is not a rope, that is a snake. That is viparyaya, that is midya, erroneous knowledge. With incorrect knowledge, your mind is associated. So you should always keep your mind with correct knowledge, not erroneous knowledge. Third one, vikalpa, imagination. Imagination in the sense, have you heard about a rabbit with a horn? Usually, when we are explaining few things, and if you know that something can't be achieved, but one person says that I can achieve, then the teacher will tell, see, whatever you are telling, it is not going to be achieved. You are going out of the limits. You are speaking as if you are going to get a horn from the rabbit. And వీళ్ళే ఊహించుకుంటున్నారు, అది నిజం జరగదు, అలాంటిది అసలు లేదు మన ప్రపంచంలో ఎక్కడ లేదు. ఒక ర్యాబిట్ కి, ఒక కుందేలుకి కొమ్ము రావడం అనేది లేనే లేదు. కానీ వీళ్ళు ఏమంటారంటే లేని దానిది కూడా ఉంది అని ఊహించుకొని నేను కుందేలుకి కొమ్ము తీసుకొని వస్తాను అని అంటారు. సో ఫ్యాన్సీ, ఇమాజినేషన్, వికల్ప ఇన్ ది సెన్స్ కల్పన. కల్పన ఈజ్ imagination. Vikalpa, which is opposite to imagination. Opposite to imagination, wrong imagination. There is not such thing, but you still imagine that it is existing. Not true. So our chitta will be sometimes will be fixed with or will be filled with vikalpa knowledge. That is also not good. So these are some of the vrittis which are affecting our chitta. Fourth one, deep sleep, nidra. So sometimes when you are sleeping, in the morning when you wake up, you will tell to your mother or your wife or your kids, yesterday night I had a very good sleep. I was in a very sound sleep. Today morning I am feeling very fresh. I just want to go to my class and teach, or I just want to go and have my work, start my work. I want to have a good breakfast. So you are able to tell that you had a very good sleep, but you are not able to tell what has happened in the sleep. So if you are in a deep sleep, how did you remember that it was a how did you remember that it was a sound sleep? Try to answer my question. See, understand, if you are having a very good sleep means deep sleep. You have forgotten about your entire surroundings. You are in deep sleep. Then in the morning you wake up and say you are having a deep sleep. When you are completely in deep sleep, how do you remember that it was a deep sleep? So that means our chitta was still working. It was going through what is happening. You think that your mind is sleeping. No, your mind is not sleeping. So in this deep sleep, what is happening? You have taken a deep sleep and you have forgot what has happened in the sleep. But you only remember that the sleep was a very deep. That is, there was no experience, absence of experience, but you still know that there was some experience. See, contradictory. You know that it was a deep sleep, but you don't remember what has happened in the sleep. That is the fourth state, nidra. Fifth one, smriti. Smriti, recollection, memory. What has happened yesterday or what has happened today, what has happened in the morning. So vrittis, there are pancha klishta klishtaha. There are 5 vrittis. These 5 vrittis are pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra and smriti. So 5th sloka, they will explain about the they will say these are the pancha klishta klishtaha, pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, smriti. So from 5th sutra to 11th sutra, vrittis are explained.